Hey loves, I'm back. Oh. So, it's been a little while. I am filming this video during my break because I still want to. Hey Summer! Are you gonna switch over the laundry? Okay, thank you. So, sorry. As I said, I am filming this video while I'm on my break because I still want to create content for y'all because I'm taking such a long of a break. And it is 2 days after I started my break. And the reason, I kind of want to get into this reason for a little bit. This isn't going to be the whole video, but I figured I'd just explain to y'all. So recently, as many of y'all may know, it is my last few months. I have 4 months left of 8th grade. Thank God. I don't like school that much. It is not my favorite thing. But I definitely know that what I want to do involves school. And I need to finish school. I need to finish junior high and I need to finish high school. College, that's a different story. I may or may not take the career path instead of the college path, but that's 4 years away. I've got 4 months before I start high school, but I've got 4 years to think about, what I want to do. And so, really, I've just been very stressed. My anxiety has been through the roof, and Tuesday night, Wednesday, I had 3 panic attacks during school and 4 mental breakdowns, and that's not an exaggeration. I literally probably cried in most of my classes because I was just out of it. I was like, I cannot be here. I don't want to be here, but I have to finish this. So I'm getting through this week. It seems very slow, and it kind of is. But I kind of just left y'all there. And this is 2 days after I started my break. And it was just not going well for me. So I feel like I abandoned y'all, and I don't want to feel like that. And I don't want y'all to feel like I'm just giving up on y'all, because I'm not. I want to put content out for y'all. I want to make sure that my viewers are happy, because as a concerned mother, just kidding, but I want to make sure, like, I didn't leave y'all with any confusion. Y'all did nothing wrong. It's literally 8th grade year itself. For some of my younger viewers, you will know the stress. It is your last year of junior high. You will experience the stress once in your life. Or even my older viewers, like who are in high school, senior year is stressful. Sorry. But my sister is in 7th grade, and she could tell you, 7th grade year, it's kind of hard. Because, shut up, Summer, it is hard. It was hard for me, at least, because I was like, okay, middle year of middle school, gotta get through this so I can go into 8th grade and then finish that. There was a lot of stress leading up to 8th grade. And even now, when it wasn't just because 8th grade was overall just stressful. I started having anxiety attacks, panic attacks, mental breakdowns, and the amount of those things that I was having a day was very unhealthy for me. And I still do have them because they're not fun. it just happens. We had a fire drill go off, and we were in the gym, and apparently the gym alarm is different from the classroom alarm. And that was the first time that, I had been in the gym, and the gym alarm, apparently somebody comes over the intercom. So immediately, I had only been in classroom for fire drills. So my mind goes to my sister, and I'm freaking out because, I'm like, oh my god, my sister, she's got to be safe. May I remind you, she was completely safe, and that was because she was at home, sick. I was going absolutely crazy. I started having a panic attack, before I realized she was at home, and I was hyperventilating, and it was just not very healthy, and it happened out of nowhere, and I didn't even think. My mind immediately went to my sister. That's, but that's honestly, she's the baby. She's the youngest out of all of us. We've got my two stepsisters, Kimberly, Kelly, then my stepbrother, Giovanni, then me, then Summer. So my mind immediately goes to my sister because she's the only one left in school besides me. So I'm like, oh my god, I wonder if she's okay. Do I need to go back in and get her? Everything was fine. It was just a fire drill. But all these kids in this gym, we had two groups of 6th graders in there, and then one group of 8th graders. So these 6th graders are freaking out because it's a fire drill, and they hear words. So they're freaking out, and I'm like, chill the freak out. I'm trying to hear what they say to make sure this is not a freaking real fire, and we don't need to actually do something. But so our gym is placed like this. I was at this side of the gym, and it was in the middle of gym class, and all of a sudden the alarm starts going off. And so me and my friends, we walk towards the door, because here there's a side doors here and side doors here, right here. And so we had to walk around, we had to walk and then turn to get to the side doors. Well, I start hyperventilating halfway there, and and I can't breathe, and I'm freaking out, and my friends are like, Kara, chill out, it's okay. And I'm like, no, I can't. I literally, I felt like I was the room was getting smaller, and I was honestly literally about to pass out. And it's not me being over dramatic. This was literally, I literally thought the worst of the situation, and I shouldn't have, because I should have handled it more better than I did, because my mind immediately went to worst case scenario. And mental health is very important, you guys. If you are having these things, then it's definitely important to talk to somebody about it. I talked to my mom, my sister, and my friend Grace, and maybe sometimes my friend Kirsten. It's just, I do talk to my friend Kirsten about it, because mental health to me, Grace, and Kirsten is very important, because we all struggle from either anxiety or depression or whatever it is, stress. We all go through it, and I think that's why I love them so much. Literally, my two best girlfriends, we get along so well. And it's very important. We all know that our mental health is very important, because it is a part of us. We need, and I understand that some of y'all may deal with this stuff, and it's very hard if you deal with this stuff, because I struggle from stress, anxiety, and depression, and it sucks. It really does. And it got so worse. It was probably 4 months before I told anybody about my depression. And it got worse as time went on, and I didn't tell anybody, because I wanted to stay in a confined space, and I wanted to be alone. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to freak anybody out. This was the time around my brother's wreck, and I couldn't stress out my parents with that. Couldn't stress out my stepdad and my mom about it, because I didn't want them to have to worry about 2 of their children. And I should have. It's not that I wanted to be selfish, it's that it's my mental health. And even though they have another child they have to worry about, they know they need to treat their child equally and give them the attention that they need, whether it's medical, physical, emotional. And I was just not going to let them have that because I did not want them to worry about me. I don't see my dad anymore. And that definitely triggered my depression, it triggered my anxiety, it triggered my stress, it triggered it all because I say I don't feel anything towards my dad anymore, but he is still my biological father. I still physically and emotionally feel something for him. It is just not in the greatest place right now. And I feel like talking to y'all, that pulls me out of myself completely. I was not having the greatest day today. I went to school and I had this feeling of nauseousness all day. I felt like I was going to throw up in 6th hour. I was going to the bathroom, to the office. I was like, I need to call my mom. I need her to come pick me up. I feel sick. I honestly don't think I'm going to make it. And I was in the class maybe 30 minutes, and that's a 58-minute long class. 18 minutes out of the day, I was gone. Because I felt sick. I didn't know what was going on. And so by the end of 7th hour, I felt better. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go home and relax. So I went home and I got changed into these clothes and I started working out because I recently, literally just yesterday, started working out and it pulled me out. I was like, okay, I'm having a bad day. Let's work it off. Let's work it out. And I honestly think that is the best thing that I could have done because I have more motivation towards this stuff now. I started, instead of jumping jacks, I do cheer jacks. It's basically cheerleading, jumping jacks. I was never a cheerleader. I was, however, a gymnast and a dancer. So we always incorporated things like somersaults and cartwheels and stuff into our routines. Obviously, I was a gymnast, so you had to, but we would always combine our cheer and gym. We would combine the cheer and gym classes for some odd reason, and we would just do what each other were doing. And it was fun. Gym, I loved gym. I loved dance. Dance was amazing. When I did dance, I was 5 years old though, and I went up to the age of about 8, I think. But it was fun, but I never really, I stopped doing dance, and I got sad. I was like, I want to do something that's going to help me. So I went to gym, and I did that for about 2 years or so, maybe, and then I stopped gym. I was too young for classes, and I couldn't, it was basic training classes, and I didn't really want to. I wanted to do something more. So that's when I found softball. Softball is literally the love of my life. I love it so much. Anybody who is my friend knows softball is my sport. It is not my favorite sport, but it is my favorite sport to play. My favorite sport is football. Love football. By the way, did the Saints and the Rams did they get that petition signed for the Saints and the Rams to rematch? I was honestly the Saints should have made a play. I'm a Saints fan. Obviously, Louisiana State University. That's LSU. I'm a big LSU fan. I love Raging Cajuns. Those are college teams, but I love professional football as well. I like the Rams. I like the Saints. I like any football team because it's basically just sacks of meat running around. Just kidding. But I do love football. I go to every one of the home football games at my school. My neighbors play football. Most of my ex-boyfriends played football. And that's when I realized that I have a thing for football players. Which was funny. I was like, oh my god. So, mental health is very important. I got caught off guard. But mental health, you guys, if you are having a tough time, you need to take a break. You need to pull yourself out of this slump. Find something you love and incorporate it with something that you aren't exactly good at, like running. My mom says I run like a slug, but I don't care because I love it. And as long as you're doing something you love, you're going to be happy. You're going to be. There's no if, but, ands, anything about it. You guys, not only is your mental health important, but your physical health is also important. You should, if you find yourself in some of these, you shouldn't deprive yourself from food. You shouldn't deprive yourself from working out. You should cope with your anxiety and depression and your all your stress and put it into daily workouts or daily runnings. Or it doesn't even have to be daily. You could go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Or you could go Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then, or however you want to do it. You could do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. But you need, if you are going through something like this, you need to find something that's going to make you happy, that's going to pull you out of the slump. Because medication isn't always the answer, and talking to somebody isn't always the answer. I noticed that I, personally, pushed myself away from everybody. I was like, you do you, but I can't do it. Sorry, my friend texted me. I'm gonna end this video soon because my friend's about to die. But as long as you're doing something you love and you think it could pull you out, do it. Just do it. Sorry, Nike, coming for your brand. Just kidding. But if you love doing something, then all I can tell you is do it. Because it could help you. And I want to get into more of this, but I think I'm going to put that into a next video because this video is 18 minutes long, about 18 minutes long already, and I don't want to bore y'all anymore. I love each and every one of y'all, and we'll see how this goes. Peace!